Yo, what is good, you know what I'm saying? What's happening, stream, you know what I'm saying? What's popping, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's your boy Overlord, you know what I'm saying, on the stream. What's going on? What's good, you know what I'm saying? Welcome back. To all my fans out there, I know it's been a minute, you know what I'm saying, since I posted a video. It's been a couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? Been kind of tired, I've been busy. Gotta have a grind outside the game, but, I'm back here today to make a tutorial video. A friend of mine, you know what I'm saying, brought it up, so I'm like, I'm trying to make him a video right quick. Anybody else that needs modding tips, how to mod, especially if it's in the beginning, if you don't know what you're doing, like, you can always check out my channel. Make a request, you know what I'm saying, drop something down in the chat, you know what I'm saying, in the comments or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, and I will show you personally, you know what I'm saying, how to like mod, you know what I'm saying, what is needed from beginner level to advanced level, you know what I'm saying. To be honest, the first video I'm gonna make is gonna be like a beginner. I'm gonna do it like on a beginner base leveling, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, for, newer players, more towards the newer players of the game and whatnot. But make sure I go grab my buddy right quick and then we'll go from there. Yo. Okay. Grab him right quick. Do that right there. That I already know what it is. Most time if y'all hear anime in the back, just know I tend to stream and watch anime all at the same time, so like that's like a whole big thing. But I am paying attention to comments and whatnot, so so y'all can always like comment and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. No beer.
Gorgeous is how angry. I may require maintenance after all.
Let me see, but I'm gonna start with the video. Let's start here. Let's see. We're gonna start with the simplest of simplest things, to be honest. I'm gonna take you all the way back to a base Bratton. Where is it? Back to our base, like, a base Bratton again. That's what I'm figuring out. Okay, back. Turn them on. So we'll go to something normal. So we'll take all this off, right? Okay. So base Bratton, you know what I'm saying, whenever you first get into the game, Bratton is one of the things that you'll run into very early on. I'm not gonna say the Vandal, don't pay attention to the Vandal, like, because you're not gonna run into that version of the Bratton, but you're gonna run into the base version of the Bratton, MK1 Bratton and Bratton, just normal. But you're gonna run into that. It's probably one of the first earliest weapons you're gonna run into. And the first thing you're going to want to do over here, you know what I'm saying, you see like the base stats of the weapon itself. You're going to want to look at those, you know what I'm saying, in comparison to actually tell what type of weapon, that it actually is in all actuality. And as far as, the fire rate, magazine capacity, even accuracy to a certain degree, certain things. Let's see, going from there. We're gonna say so the crit chance on a Bratton is 16%, crit multiplier is at 2, status chance is at 16%. So they both like 16%. Since the fact that these two are 16%, this makes this automatically a hybrid type base weapon. So it can either go, when I say hybrid, it means it can either go either one way or the other, or be both. So you can actually mod to actually have it to be both. You can mod to have it to be both. I'm saying there. So you have that. Most people, whenever you're putting something on, I would say look into the capabilities of it. So since you're only gonna want to have either one or two things, right? You're gonna come across this mod later on. It's heavy caliber, which is this is your main damage mods. This is what I call main damage mods. Heavy caliber, restoration, shit like that. No, it's not even restoration. Okay, so here's the thing. Most people automatically slap out like Bane mods, but Bane mods are really important to builds, to be honest, because these essentially later on in game carry damage. They carry the damage later on in game. So like you only need one of these, either serration or heavy caliber, never both, because it's gonna become multiplicative. You know what I'm saying? And it's really dumping off on like your actual overall damage. It's limiting to what you're gonna do. You're gonna see numbers, but you could get so many more bigger numbers if you don't double up on just base damage mods in general. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, like. So you pour all your attention into that, and you don't have any room for anything else. So you go serration, you know, which is gonna be your first mod that you're gonna put up there. You're probably gonna want to put some status at some point. Multi-shot is always good, only because, you know what I'm saying, your overall, you know what I'm saying, total damage, you know what I'm saying, pickup is gonna be nice. You have that prime Bane of Grenier. I'm gonna be honest, only because like if you're dealing with Grenier, depends on what you're dealing with. If you're dealing with Grenier, prime Bane of Grenier. If you're dealing with, you know, Corpus, of course, you know what I'm saying, you put Bane of Corpus in there. If you're dealing with Infested, you know what I'm saying, you put Bane of Infested in there. Depending on which faction you're dealing with, and then just do that with the type of damage that is needed. Shit, like if you're dealing with Grenier, you're automatically gonna want to go with. You're probably gonna want to go with where is it? Not that. You're probably gonna want to go with hold on. What type of damage is there? Boom. Probably gonna want to automatically just go with corrosive, cause it's Grenier, and you know you corrode the armor right off rip. This essentially, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, like adds on to this. So even though that thing says 45% damage to Grenier, which may not seem like a lot, but understand that Bane mods, the damage on Bane mods are not the same as a normal 45% on any other mod. That's why people, you know what I'm saying, really like put this mod to the side right away, because they don't realize that this 45% is actually like not the same as a normal 45% would be. And this is particularly to Grenier, you know. It's particularly to Grenier. So, you know, that's the whole, that's another factor. You're gonna have that. So, you know, vice versa, if you take off like prime Bane of Grenier, if you put on Corpus, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be, that would be the exact opposite. So you're gonna come with, I'm sorry, I got the hiccups. My fault. I just had it. Oh, there it is. You want to come around max. Only because magnetic damage, you know what I'm saying, works very well against Corpus. It's a quick way, you know what I'm saying, to kill the shields, kill the abilities and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. Because Corpus in general, you know what I'm saying, do have like abilities. Best believe every enemy you run into, at some point, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, like they have abilities. If you ever played spoiler alert, if you ever played Noor, then if you're playing on call, essentially his two little things on the side, you know what I'm saying, every time you throw a grenade or something, those are essentially abilities, like, because you're having to press two buttons to do it, to activate the move, to be honest. You're having to press like the back button, which is the ability button in general for the game. You're having to tap, you know what I'm saying, L1. I mean R1. You're having to tap R1. So it's ability, it's automatically falling into the ability category. So like, you know, boom. Every faction at some point has abilities, on to be honest, but this works more towards the Corpus in general, because Corpus guys, first of all, they can't stand cold damage. Electricity is obvious. They're robotics. So you put the two together, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, you hit them with that. Magnetic damage and overall. So you essentially, you're really carrying over 3 different types of damage, but you're maining them into one. So magnetic damage, you know what I'm saying, overall, boom boom. You know, get the job done, wipe them out. And we all know Prime Bane Infested, you don't need any damn thing except fire damage. That's it. Straight fire damage. Fire damage with Infested will carry you through just about the whole damn thing. Like, you really don't need anything else. Anything else at that point, like, is kind of relevant, because it's like, you don't need it. You just need straight fire damage, to be honest. Fire damage alone, boom. So, what I'm trying to tell you is, when you get your hands on these mods, guys, the Bane mods, prime Bane mods, or even regular Bane mods, don't just throw them to the side. They actually, you know what I'm saying, do a hell of a lot, like, in-game. The next video that I make, I promise you, I'll go to the simulacrum and I'll show you the difference between when you have this mod on in comparison when you have it off. And you'll see what I'm talking about. any Bane mod, to be honest. When you have a Bane mod on in comparison to when you have it off, it's completely different. You know, the damage, not saying itself, the damage numbers are completely different. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna need that. Hunting munitions, always good to have. It gives you that added damage, not saying, to be honest, on like critical chance. So, you know, you're gonna want to bump your critical chance to where, you know what I'm saying, unless you can get it. But since this is a low weapon to your gun, Argon scope, you know what I'm saying, actually helps to like throw it through the roof as far as like critical damage goes. So I have that, you know what I'm saying. You have the point strike, drops it up to 40%. You know what I'm saying, yeah, that hammer shot is another good mod to have. You definitely want to go farm that later on in game. It brings up your critical damage and your status a little bit. You know, giving you a little extra added boost. And from there, you know, you could take and, you know, you got room for anything else. Trust me, y'all, Braden is probably not going to have like the polarities that I have, because my polarity is set up like this for a certain way, for a certain reason. But kid you not, like Braden in general, because I got 4 formers in, but Braden in general, no saying, to be honest, like it's probably the first weapon you're going to run by as a newcomer to the game. I just wanted to drop this video to let y'all know that, you know, hey, like modding wise, it's not as difficult as it may seem. It's just all mainly about looking at the stats of the weapon from base and then applying, you know, what you see can be bumped like up, to be honest, as far as like what it already has that's like literally carrying the weapon. Essentially, every weapon is going to have something that either carries it or balances it out. This is a hybrid weapon, so it's a balanced out weapon. Some weapons have more crit chance than status chance. Some weapons have more status chance than crit chance. That'll tell you exactly what type of weapon it is, whether it's a crit damage weapon, status damage weapon, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you have that. And like, you know, and overall, no saying, that's just going to tell you what you need to be bumping on. Always play on the strengths of a weapon, guys. I cannot stress that enough when it comes to this game, especially when you get into later game content, in-game content, depending on what your definition of in-game is. You know, for me, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, it's always about hitting level cap. Plain and simple. So for me, that's why I say what I say. You cannot stress, I can't stress that enough when it comes to, like, you know, actually playing on the strengths of a weapon. Because when you play on the strengths of a weapon, that's how you bring out the most in the weapon. Also, you know, your frame also has a part to play in it too, because like a buffing frame, you know what I'm saying, towards a weapon, like, you know, Rhino, Chroma, any of those frames, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, towards like your weapon, strengthen that weapon in general too. So, like, you know, that's like the beginning mark, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to like modern weapons. It's not just that, it's not on just the primaries, it can be played on the secondary and your melee weapon also. To be honest, like, you know, and like I said, it's all about playing to the strengths. Know what you want in a weapon. Go, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, and, you know, and test it out in those early levels. I know you guys don't have a simulacrum key yet, and you'll probably figure out what that is if you don't know what that is. I'll explain that in the next video. But if you guys don't have that, make sure that you go in those low level missions that you guys are entering and test the weapons. Really pay attention to how much damage you are doing, you know what I'm saying, in general. I'm saying, to be honest, like, it's going to help. Even if you see small damage pick up compared to what you was doing, that actually matters, I'm saying, to be honest. Because like every piece of damage output, as far as like heightening it, is going to matter. You know what I'm saying, to be honest. Your builds will get better over time. You cannot expect them to go from 0 to 1,000, you know what I'm saying, right away. But because you're not, like, you know, because you guys don't have access to like those mods yet. But whenever you do, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, like, you'll be able to see, you know, what I mean when I say like there's different levels, you know what I'm saying, to like the whole damage output scaling, you know what I'm saying, the enemies change, the, you know, all of that, your surrounding area, all of that. It's gonna all play a fit, you know what I'm saying, your warframe matters in that situation and all of that. You know, without further ado though, guys, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, that is just the basis of modding, to be honest. It's not as hard as everybody makes it seem. So, you know, I'm going to leave you guys with that, you know what I'm saying, and you go out there, you know what I'm saying, and be awesome, okay? I'm going to holla at you guys later. Peace out.